It's Kojak here. Oh, I have traced that I made it to the planet where Abbott and Curly Joe are, and I'll let you know that the palace found a palace here. This must be where they are. Well, I can go about trying to rescue them, and this will not be easy, but we will do the best we can, and you know how these things go. You know, these rescue missions and stuff. So, and so, let's see. And then, meanwhile, inside the palace, the war machine is almost ready. Uh, oh boy, been working a long time. I've been here, I've been doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you. I don't really understand what I'm doing, but yeah, you've been kind of instructing me on some things, and well, I've been doing that because I know you'll mess it up. That's the point. They're really stupid to try to force someone to do something like this. You know, actually, the Germans of World War II, this is what happened to them. A lot of their tanks had problems because the people in the factories were doing sabotage on it. You know, forcing people to do something only goes so far. So, oh, that's a good one, Abbott. That's a good one. So, how is the work going? Ah, it looks magnificent. Looks like a monstrous machine, and that's going to be great. That is great. And so, I've, as you can see here, you know, it's got, you know, the robot arms and, oh, those wonderful things you kind of requested. And, well, of course I requested robot arms, and I could see it could put people into bear hugs. That's really good. I like that. I really like this a lot. Yeah. And meanwhile, at you know, Mr. Pennypacker's base, Freighter is recovering. He had been told about Magistrum, and that's here we go. So, cause in the other room, Freighter's got his equipment and stuff. So I kind of given him a mission to kind of keep an eye on him. This is a really bad idea. This guy is really in a bad place mentally. I mean, in the history of Freyr's H, regardless of like different versions of him, this is probably the most insane I've ever seen because it's just so off the wall. Meanwhile, inside the room, well, let's see here. Let's see here. Watching. Okay, watching. Let's see, Abbott and Curly Joe, and they're just tinkering around. I do kind of admit though that the sounds of them working on the robot are kind of getting in my brain, inside my brain. Oh, you know, kind of makes me a little bit uneasy. Okay, let's look at Kojak. Oh, he's starting to wander into the palace there, you know, of this Magistrum guy. Magistrum guy sounds like a jerk. Yeah. Sounds like he's kind of walking on our territory a bit, but you know, we're doing the whole Doctor Who thing. We gotta go do that, you know, instead of talk about Nintendo games. You know, talking about Nintendo games. Uh, so you know, he's just walking in there, and you know, uh, apparently he worked for Dark Milo, and what was that thing about retaliation? Yeah, that's still in my head about retaliation. Something about tasing too. He used a taser on me apparently. Um, these are things, the little things to think about for the future. He's sneaking inside there, he's kind of looking out for those sentry robots, oh, don't get shot there, buddy. Wouldn't want that to happen, no. Um yeah, yeah, what and then meanwhile inside the palace, uh, this is Magistrum here. Curly Joe, can you come with me for a second? Oh yeah, sure. Don't know what you need me for. Well, I want to test you. I want to test your intelligence and see what you're capable of. Here's a test here with different shapes, and here's you take the shape and you put it inside the corresponding hole that it would fit in. You, would you do that for me? Oh yeah, I can do that. Oh why? This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Oh no, this is not good at all. Hey, he's not passing the tests at all. Oh, so what is this thing here? Well, it's a star shape. Okay, why is it not going in this one peg? I don't understand. Well, because that's a circle. You're not that dumb. Are you trolling me or something? Like, you can't be physically that dumb. You don't understand. It's just this is very hard mathematics. This is general. I mean, children pass these tests. Like, what's going on? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not a very smart man. Well, probably not. Well, we're gonna have to. I don't know. I guess you can go back with the abbot then. I'll have you guys play a video game. I like video games. Well, I would understand. I could see. Okay. Well, let's see what shenanigans we're getting into. Oh dear. Where are we? It looks very dangerous. Indeed, it looks very dangerous. Sort of wandering around in these shrouded areas. That's dangerous, And of course, you got limited time you can be in these environments. That's scary, But nonetheless, that we're going through it, But uh, you got to be careful because there's just certain areas where like you can be destroyed pretty quickly. I mean, it's not to mess around with. And right there's a lot of red, and then we're dead. We're dead. Yeah. Fortunately, it sort of like recommended us to go to some place that's very dangerous. And we died. And we're done. Oh no, we actually died. Well, I know, Abbott, we actually did, and we probably lost a good amount of stuff. But that's trial and error. That's what you do in trial and error. You make, you make, well, you make mistakes, and you make more mistakes, and more mistakes, and more mistakes, and yeah, more mistakes. Really helps when you say mistakes, you let out a bit. Okay, so that gooey green stuff, that's getting us our health back. We still not made a floor yet. Well, you know what? There's just priorities, and also we don't have a proper roof. We just have an illogical amount of heavy stone. You know, I know it's very top heavy. You know, look, man, there's not a lot we can do about it. Okay. Also, I think we've overslept. I think we've slept plenty, you know, for what it's worth. And well, it's about role playing here. You know, it's a, you know what? That's what it really comes down to. I also understand if we work on the floor, which is I think is about to happen. We're gonna finally do it. Understand, we do it. It's gonna take some time. So we gotta dig. Yeah, see, you dig a hole, and then you know, you start putting some structure in, and that's the good stuff. I could actually be honest with you. The easiest thing to do would just to make the floor first before you even make the structure, and then that way, you know. See, majority of the time in these games, you just make a huge square. They just give you a huge square, like in the Fallout games and stuff, and you know, whatever. And you could just make your base that way, you know. But this game, you know, you can still do that in this game. It's just we weren't smart enough at the time to do it, so we just kind of did everything very primitive. I don't know. In a way, I kind of liked it. You know, it was kind of gave the game some like. It kind of gave the game some like, you know, just a sense of being in the world and actually have to tediously try to, you know, make the floor and stuff. You know, you know, a lot of times in games, you know, they'll literally let you make like a, just go ahead, just make a whole floor within just one go. Kind of like it materialized out of thin air. But yeah, the games do seem to do that, you know? It's like magic. Well, there's sometimes a charm to actually have to do some work, you know? I know it's not a very popular thing to do, though. I mean, I like how the objects are just floating in air. There's no gravity, so that's a good thing. Well, I think it's about hold out here, so we can start building, start putting down the floor. Kind of like a little floor wand tool or something like that. And we're being attacked. And we're being attacked. Wow, that... Oh no, Jeremy! We're being attacked! Wow, it's a level 1 abbot. It's not something to be, like, scared of. But that was fascinating when we were trying to work on the place. And it started to attack the door. I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, we might as well take these other guys out so that they don't start bothering us, you know. It was like broad daylight, you know, and they were just wandering around. And yeah, it's just broad daylight and they're just attacking us. Oh boy. Now we gotta go back to working on the floor. And that's fun stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you, Abbott. You know, I know we're not doing very well with this commentary thing, but if it's just going to be crafting a floor, I don't think I can talk over that. Well, it's because we suffer from ADHD. So we, it would be agonizingly boring to us to have to actually commentate, uh, you know, talking about making a floor. Now, see, like the problem was what happened to us is that we didn't realize at the time when we were playing this that we could actually go to the workbench and make squares, actual square floors. And we didn't know that, and it's kind of past tense thing now, but we're commentating and watching it, you're kind of going, well, booger, we kind of screwed up. And it's like, yeah, you kind of did. You kind of messed up, and well, stuff happens. Okay, but nonetheless, we're gonna get through it. Well, we're not gonna commentate on this. I totally understand. It's yeah. I mean, what are we? This old house or something? Are we Bob Vila? Are we're gonna go? Well, here we here at old world crafters. We were working on a nice cabin floor today on the show on PBS, and we're making some progress here today. Um, we just the only problem we had today on this episode was we got interrupted by a being of the undead. That's right. A being of the undead interrupted us today, and we had to destroy his decomposed brains. These are problems many times with old buildings like this, that they'll usually get zombies. So we have to destroy the decomposed brain in order to, to move on with our crafting, or the work on the restoration of the cabin and stuff. Yes, yeah, it is a huge problem. Yeah, I don't like it at all. Let me see. Is there someone else out there? I just saw some light flickering. I was just like, well, we don't have the sound on, but I think everything's okay. I mean, when we were playing this, you could hear thump, 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 thump. So, yeah, that's not going to be a rabbit. That's not going to be a goat. That's going to be a zombie. And again, you destroy the brains. And here on this old house, we deal with that problem a lot in these old kinds of buildings. Well, this is kind of gives some comedy. Well, our ADHD really struggles with this. I'm impressed with streamers. Like, some of them can, well, it's because they actually talk to real people. I don't even know how they do it. Like, how do they do it? Their chats are moving so fast, unless they only have 20 people in the chat or something. That would be easier. Yes. I mean, in some cases, like on Kick, they just have view bots. Well, what's funny about that is, like a guy like Sam Pepper, he'll have Lily, he'll have maybe 5 people in the chat talking, and yet he has 5,000 people watching. Does he not understand? Does he not understand? We can see there's a discrepancy here. Well, it's because he's a grifter. See, that's just it. We've gone so low as a society that the explanation you can give for being a liar and a cheat is to say you're grifting, meaning this is entertainment. And it's about that lying is funny. It's comedy. Isn't that something? Is that something that we've gone? Well, yes. At one point in time, you can actually have your reputation ruined. Well, yeah. Well, see, the problem is you need to understand, unless these companies actually take action to ban their accounts, because, actually try to blackball them from what they're doing, they just keep going on forever like that. There was a time when your reputation, have a ruined reputation, might actually mean the difference between not ever being able to pay your bills because nobody's going to employ you. That was what it was. So, there was a time Now, see, what's great is that we've gotten you talking. Now we don't have to stop the commentary. We can keep going the whole time. Well, I don't know. I'll try to keep going. You know, well, do your best, Kojak. I mean, well, see, like, you know, there was times where you could lose your wife. You could lose. Anyone gets married anymore. That you know, you could lose your wife. You could lose your children. You could. I mean, your kids might not be able to eat on time because you don't have a job because you decide to use ViewBots. But because anybody can stream anytime, anywhere, and always, as long as they have pay pigs, you know, they have the whales and the pay pigs to keep them afloat. And you understand that's no different than sitting on a street with a cardboard sign like, "Please, I need money, help me." You know, like seriously, that's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just online. So they'll do something like they'll go outside or whatever. It's amazing the things people get away with. Like in the past, you couldn't do that, you know, because you would ruin your reputation. Your town would never look at you the same. But nowadays, what they do is they just move to the cities and stuff. So then, you know, that way nobody knows who you are. No one cares who you are. That's a good point. That's a very good rant. That's a very good rant. So how's this old house going? Well, we're making progress on the floor. I actually like how the stone floor looks, how it's laid out. It's very pleasing, actually. You know, it actually does look like a real stone floor. You know, like, and understand there was a time in most video games where floors didn't look this good, as far as like, you know, dungeon games and things like that. They were fairly basic, you know, because you know, you know, do you want to spend your budget on making the floors look realistic? That's usually not what it's about, you know. You know, people just took things for granted, you know, where this is a very nice floor. I like it. It's very pleasing to me. It actually looks natural. The way things would have maybe looked in sort of like medieval times. So this apparently a game, you know. Well, be careful what you say because you don't know if that game's even around anymore or whatever, you know, because everything's early access. So that we may not even be playing that. I know what you're thinking. There is a game kind of like this too, where it's all medieval and it's got like villagers and stuff. Graphics don't look. I actually think the graphics in this game look better in that than one you're thinking of. But nonetheless, this is, you know, I like this. I do like this game a lot, you know, and the only problem with early access games, I'll say this, is that if your aim of your YouTube channel is to talk about new games, it's problematic because that means we got to come back to a game that's now like what, like 2 years old or 3 years old, and even though it's so much more improved than when it first came out, kind of like No Man's Sky, but still, you know, it's not a newer game. It's, you know, it is a predicament. It's quite a predicament, actually. Well, see, I got you ranting. That's good. And see, you're almost done with the floor. We were going to quit. Actually, we made good time. We usually we quit after about 15 minutes, so we're past that. That's actually pretty good. We're not even doing anything. We're just working on a floor, you know. But you got me ranting and about, you know, grifters and stuff. I'm kind of having deja vu. I think I maybe haven't. Well, I'm having deja vu too, but I think it was because of we used to play a ton of Minecraft. I used to play a ton of Minecraft back in the day, so there was times like this where you would be like working on something and then I was just talking about streamers. You know, it always amazes me, like how they can do this and keep talking because it's hard to keep on conversation about the game because you're just doing this. Like, hey, I put in another block, I put in another block, another block, another block. So what are you doing now? The floor is done. Yeah, congratulations. Thank you, Abbott. I'm working on a fireplace. We got that wood stove, so I'm just gonna make like a structure around it. It takes time. There's stuff that probably needs to be reworked. Like this roof. Yes, that's all getting changed. That's all getting changed. That's all getting changed. That was just sort of something goofy. Sometimes we do that, just be goofy. And we're not architects. We didn't go to school for that. We just playing a video game, and then you understand with video games you can delete things. You it's like Legos. You can unsnap the blocks, and then you can put them in different positions until one day you go, wait, that's coming out just the way it should be, and then you just keep it going. Good stuff. Great stuff. Ew, that's a good fit. Oh, it's a very good fit. Running out of space here. Of course, I gotta get the fireplace in the right position, or otherwise it won't look right. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's wonderful. The fireplace. Now, of course, I understand the structure around it is just artificial. It's not realistic or anything like that. It's just, it is what it is, But then what would do is maybe I could build the stone upwards, so then that way it's. Oh. Yeah, I kind of like it like that. It's right. The storage box is right behind it. That's pretty good. And then you're closer to the fireplace, so that you're all toasty. So let us work on. I wouldn't cover up the hole. Well, it doesn't really. Yeah, in real life you wouldn't do that, but you need to understand, Abbott, this game doesn't have the science behind it like that. Like it, like that would be something if you had to think about things like that, but it's kind of not that game. So you can get away with stupid things like that. You're just kind of messing with this, and I think the commentary's done for now. I'm running out of things to talk about. I understand. You did well, Yeah, I know. So, yeah, we'll see you next show and more shenanigans.